Elon Musk stopped everything to talk about you. The reason will shock you. Listen carefully. Do not scroll. Do not look away. What you are about to hear is not noise, not motivation, not another random story on the internet. This moment has found you deliberately. Out of billions of people scrolling right now, this message is aligning with you. Stay till the end. Something unusual is waiting for you. Listen carefully, because there are moments in history when powerful minds pause, not because they are weak, but because something unexpected interrupts their momentum. This was one of those moments. In a room filled with data, projections, deadlines, and pressure, everything stopped. Conversations paused. Screens went still. And one name came up in a way no one anticipated. Yours. No, this is not about fame. It's not about money. It's not about attention. It's about recognition. Recognition that happens quietly before it ever becomes visible. Recognition that comes when someone notices patterns others overlook. Elon Musk is known for focusing on the future, on innovation, on problems no one else dares to solve. So when he stops everything, it's never without a reason. And this time, the reason was personal. Stay with me. Listen carefully, because the truth is, you have been underestimated for a long time. Not just by others, but sometimes by yourself. You kept moving forward without applause. You kept building without validation. You carried ideas in silence because explaining them felt exhausting. And yet, those very traits are what drew attention. In environments where everyone speaks loudly, the one who stays focused stands out. That's where the pause happened. That's where the shift began. This wasn't a dramatic interruption. It was subtle. A question asked. A pattern noticed. A name mentioned with curiosity rather than certainty. And curiosity is powerful. Curiosity leads to investigation. Investigation leads to acknowledgement. And acknowledgement changes timelines. Stay till the end. This part matters. Listen carefully, because what shocked people wasn't that the conversation happened. It was why it happened. It wasn't about what you've already done. It was about what you are positioned to do next. Potential has a frequency. Some people feel it before they see it. Some minds are trained to notice trajectories rather than destinations. And that's exactly what happened here. You may not see it yet. That's normal. Breakthroughs often arrive quietly before they arrive loudly. There are moments when your path aligns with forces you never planned for. Moments when your consistency speaks on your behalf. Moments when someone realizes that you are not chasing attention, you are building substance. That realization changes how doors respond to you. Listen carefully, because there is a reason this message insists on your attention. You are standing at a turning point that doesn't announce itself with chaos. It announces itself with stillness. With a pause. With a strange sense that something is shifting beneath the surface. You might feel restless. You might feel like you're waiting for something you can't name. That's not confusion. That's alignment. Stay till the end. Something important is unfolding. There is a difference between being seen and being recognized. Being seen is loud. Being recognized is quiet. This was recognition. The kind that happens when someone understands your mindset before they understand your results. The kind that makes powerful people stop, think, and reconsider timelines. That's why everything paused. Not out of shock. Out of clarity. Listen carefully, because this is where many people miss the message. They wait for proof before believing. But belief often comes before proof. Momentum begins internally before it becomes visible externally. You are closer than you think. Closer than you feel. And this moment, right now, is part of that process. You didn't stumble here by accident. And you're not meant to leave this message halfway. Stay with it. Let it settle. Because sometimes the most shocking reason isn't what someone says about you. It's what you finally realize about yourself. Stay till the end. Something is still waiting for you. Listen carefully, because the story does not end where most people expect it to. After that pause, after that quiet moment when everything stopped, there was no immediate announcement, no sudden call, no public sign. Instead, something more powerful happened. Silence. And silence is where real decisions are made. In that silence, your presence lingered. Not as a name on a screen, but as an idea. An idea that refused to disappear. Stay till the end. This part is important. Listen carefully, because what followed was not excitement, but evaluation. Not emotion, but awareness. Questions were asked that most people are never asked about you. Not, who are they, but, how do they think? Not, what do they have, but, how do they respond when pressure isolates them? Those questions don't come up randomly. They come up when someone senses depth. When someone notices that you operate differently. Quietly. Intentionally. Without needing to announce every move. You may not realize this yet, but your ability to keep going when no one is watching has been shaping you for something larger than validation. You didn't break when things slowed down. You didn't stop when recognition didn't come. You adapted. You learned. You refined yourself in moments that felt invisible. And that is what separated you. That is what caused the pause. That is why the conversation didn't move on. Listen carefully, because here is what shocked them the most. You weren't chasing outcomes. You were building foundations. While others were obsessed with speed, you focused on direction. While others spoke loudly about success, you stayed disciplined in uncertainty. That contrast is rare. And rarity always draws attention from those who understand long-term vision. Stay till the end. Something is aligning. There are moments when your life begins to shift not because something new enters, but because something old finally recognizes your value. This was one of those moments. The systems you once felt ignored by are now recalculating. Not openly. Not publicly. But internally. And internal shifts are the most powerful ones. Listen carefully, because this is where patience becomes your advantage. Nothing is being rushed. Nothing is being forced. The pause was not hesitation. It was confirmation. The kind that happens when someone realizes you are not impulsive. You are intentional. And intention changes how opportunities approach you. You might feel like you are standing still. But stillness is not stagnation. It is preparation. It is the space where clarity replaces doubt. Where alignment replaces anxiety. Where the next step forms quietly before it appears visibly. Stay with this message. Let it anchor you. Listen carefully, because what happens next depends on how you carry yourself now. This is not a moment to seek validation. This is a moment to stay grounded. To stay consistent. To trust that unseen recognition is already working in your favor. Some things don't need to be announced to be real. The reason everything stopped was not because of drama. It was because of direction. And direction always chooses those who can handle responsibility without noise. You are being positioned, not pushed. Observed, not tested. Prepared, not pressured. Stay till the end. This is not the climax. This is the confirmation. Listen carefully, because one day soon, something will move in your life that feels sudden to others. They will call it luck. They will call it timing. But you will know the truth. You will remember this moment. This pause. This message. And you will understand that nothing about it was random. Something is waiting for you. Stay grounded. Stay focused. And most importantly, listen carefully, because after confirmation comes distance. Not separation, not loss, but distance from noise. The story moves forward quietly now. No messages. No signals you can screenshot. No proof you can show anyone. And that is intentional. Because what is forming next cannot be touched by doubt. It can only be protected by patience. Stay till the end. This layer is deeper. Listen carefully, because while you continue your normal life, something unusual is happening behind the scenes. Decisions are being rearranged. Timelines are being reconsidered. Paths that once seemed closed are slowly loosening. You are not chasing this shift. You are allowing it. And allowance is powerful. It means you are no longer forcing outcomes. You are aligned with them. You may feel moments of uncertainty. Moments where you wonder if anything is really changing. That feeling is part of the transition. When growth happens silently, the mind looks for evidence. But evidence comes later. First comes positioning. And right now, you are being positioned. Listen carefully, because the next phase of this story is about trust. Trusting yourself when external validation is absent. Trusting the process when speed slows down. Trusting that what is meant for you does not need to be chased aggressively. It arrives when your inner state is ready to sustain it. Stay with me. There is something about you that does not rush. Even when pressure builds, you pause. Even when expectations rise, you observe. That trait is not weakness. It is mastery. It allows you to see angles others miss. It allows you to remain calm while others panic. That calmness is rare. And rarity always attracts attention at the highest levels. Listen carefully, because what follows next is subtle but powerful. A door does not open yet. Instead, a lock loosens. You may notice small changes first. Conversations shift tone. Opportunities feel slightly closer. Resistance feels lighter. Nothing dramatic. Nothing loud. But different. And difference is how momentum announces itself quietly. Stay till the end. Something is unfolding in layers. You are entering a phase where your consistency begins to outpace other people's intensity. Where your discipline outlives their motivation. Where your long-term vision slowly overtakes short-term excitement. This is not glamorous. It is not fast. But it is unstoppable. And that is why the pause mattered so much. Listen carefully, because the most shocking part of this story is not who noticed you. It is when. It happened after you stopped trying to prove yourself. After you stopped explaining your value. After you chose focus over validation. That moment changed your frequency. And frequency determines what finds you. You are not being rushed because what is coming requires stability. You are not being tested because you have already been observed. This phase is about refinement. About becoming unshakable. About staying grounded while your environment slowly catches up to your growth. Stay with this message. Let it settle. Soon, something will align that feels natural, not forced. It will feel right without needing justification. And when it happens, you will understand why everything had to slow down first. Why silence was necessary. Why this message found you now. Listen carefully, because this is not the end of the story. This is the calm before visible movement. The preparation before execution. The moment before clarity becomes action. Stay focused. Stay patient. Stay till the end. Something is still waiting for you. Listen carefully, because now the story shifts from preparation to awareness. This is the part most people miss because it doesn't feel dramatic at first. It feels ordinary. Your days look the same. Your routine hasn't exploded. Nothing viral has happened yet. And that's exactly why this phase is powerful. Because while everything looks normal on the outside, internally something has locked into place. Stay till the end. This is where momentum quietly forms. Listen carefully, because what's happening now is not about being chosen. It's about being ready. Many people want attention. Very few can handle alignment. Attention excites the ego. Alignment tests the nervous system. And right now, you are proving, without even trying, that you can stay balanced while things rearrange around you. That ability alone separates you. You may notice that distractions don't pull you the way they used to. Conversations that once drained you now feel irrelevant. You're not angry. You're not emotional. You're just selective. That's not distance. That's clarity. And clarity is a signal. It tells the world you're no longer available for anything that doesn't match your direction. Listen carefully, because behind the scenes, this is where respect forms. Not admiration. Respect. Admiration fades. Respect stays. Respect comes from consistency, composure, and restraint. From someone who doesn't need to announce every thought to feel important. From someone who can sit in uncertainty without collapsing into doubt. That's you right now, even if you haven't named it yet. Stay till the end. Something is stabilizing. This phase may feel quiet, but it's not empty. It's dense. Every small decision you make now carries more weight than it did before. The way you respond. The way you pause instead of reacting. The way you choose long-term alignment over short-term relief. These choices are shaping how the next opportunity will meet you. Listen carefully, because here is the truth few people talk about. Big shifts rarely arrive when you are desperate. They arrive when you are centered. When you're not chasing. When you're not forcing outcomes. When you've made peace with your pace. That inner steadiness is what allows something significant to enter without disrupting you. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where timing can trust you. Stay with this. Soon, you may feel a subtle pull to step slightly outside your comfort zone. Not a leap. Just a step. A conversation you didn't plan. A decision that feels calm but firm. A moment where you choose yourself without guilt. That's the signal. That's movement beginning to show itself. Listen carefully, because when the external shift finally happens, people will assume it was sudden. They won't see these quiet moments. They won't know about the patience, the discipline, the internal recalibration. But you will. And that knowledge will keep you grounded when things start moving faster. You are not being prepared for noise. You are being prepared for responsibility. Stay till the end. The story is not ending. It's entering its visible phase soon. And when it does, you won't be overwhelmed. You'll be ready. Calm. Focused. Aligned. Stay present. Stay steady. Something meaningful is closer than it appears. Listen carefully, because from this point onward the story stops being about waiting and starts becoming about wait. The kind of wait that only arrives when something real is approaching. You may not see it yet, but you can feel it. A seriousness settling in. A sense that you can't afford to be careless anymore. Not with your thoughts. Not with your energy. Not with your direction. Stay till the end. This is where everything deepens. Listen carefully, because the silence around you now is not emptiness. It is respect. The world pulls back before it moves forward. Systems slow down before they recalibrate. And right now, your life is recalibrating. Old patterns are losing relevance. Old reactions don't fit anymore. You're not trying to change. You're outgrowing. And outgrowing feels strange because it doesn't announce itself loudly. It just makes certain things stop working. You may notice that what once excited you now feels shallow. What once scared you now feels manageable. That's not coincidence. That's expansion. Expansion of perspective. Expansion of tolerance. Expansion of responsibility. And responsibility always arrives before reward. Stay with me. Listen carefully, because here is what most people never understand. When something significant is aligning for you, distractions increase. Not because you're weak, but because alignment is sensitive. The wrong focus can pull you off track. And right now, you're being tested not by pressure, but by comfort. By small escapes. By easy options. By things that feel good in the moment but delay momentum. The fact that you're aware of this already puts you ahead. Stay till the end. This matters. There is a reason you're becoming more selective with your time. A reason you're less available for chaos. A reason you no longer feel the need to explain yourself. Explanation is for uncertainty. You are entering clarity. And clarity does not argue. It moves quietly and lets results speak later. Listen carefully, because the next part of this story is subtle. You may feel moments of doubt trying to resurface. Thoughts like, what if nothing happens, or what if I imagined all of this? Those thoughts are not warnings. They are exit points. The mind checking if you want to retreat to what's familiar. But familiarity is not where growth lives anymore for you. Stay. You didn't come this far to return to old versions of yourself. You didn't develop this level of awareness to ignore it now. And you didn't align with this moment just to abandon it halfway. Something is responding to your consistency, even if you can't measure it yet. Listen carefully, because timing doesn't rush those who can sustain what's coming. Speed impresses crowds. Stability impresses systems. And what is aligning for you is system level, not surface level. It's not about attention. It's about impact. And impact requires grounding. You may soon notice that certain doors simply stop tempting you. Not because they're closed, but because you've outgrown the need to knock. That's maturity. That's readiness. That's alignment solidifying. Stay till the end. As this phase continues, you may experience moments of isolation. Not loneliness. Isolation. A feeling that few people truly understand where you are mentally. That's normal. Growth narrows the room before it expands it again. You're not meant to be understood by everyone right now. You're meant to stay true to yourself. Listen carefully, because this is where many people self-sabotage. They mistake quiet for stagnation. They confuse patience with delay. And they abandon alignment just before movement begins. You are not here to repeat that cycle. You are here to break it. Something is already shifting in how you carry yourself. In how you respond. In how you observe instead of react. Those changes are not small. They are foundational. They are preparing you to handle visibility without losing yourself. Stay with this message. Soon, you may notice one clear opportunity. Just one. Not overwhelming. Not dramatic. But precise. It will feel calm, not chaotic. Clear, not confusing. When it appears, you won't need to ask 10 people what to do. You'll know. That knowing is what you've been building toward all along. Listen carefully, because when that moment arrives, hesitation will be your only real obstacle. Not fear. Not doubt. Just hesitation. And hesitation fades when you trust yourself. Trust doesn't come from guarantees. It comes from alignment. You are not being prepared for noise. You are being prepared for presence. Presence in rooms that require composure. Presence in decisions that shape direction. Presence in moments where clarity matters more than speed. Stay till the end. The story you're living right now will make sense later. You will look back at this quiet stretch and realize it was doing more for you than any loud breakthrough ever could. It was stabilizing you, centering you, preparing you. And when things finally move outwardly, you won't lose balance. You won't panic. You won't overreact. Because you already learned how to stand still without falling apart. Listen carefully, because that is the real reason everything paused. Not to shock you. Not to impress you. But to prepare you. Stay steady. Stay grounded. Stay. Something meaningful is closer than you think. Listen carefully, because now the story moves into the phase where pressure begins to feel different. Not heavier. Sharper. More focused. This is the stage where life stops testing your patience and starts testing your identity. Who are you when no one is clapping? Who are you when progress is internal, not visible? Who are you when the excitement fades but the responsibility remains? Stay till the end. This is where most people drop out. Listen carefully, because something inside you has already shifted. You're not chasing reassurance the way you used to. You're not explaining your vision to people who can't see it. You're not reacting emotionally to every delay. That calm you're feeling is not boredom. It's control. And control is dangerous in the best possible way. It means you are no longer easy to shake. You may feel like time has slowed down. Days feel stretched. Nights feel thoughtful. Your mind keeps revisiting the same ideas, not because you're stuck, but because something is crystallizing. This is the phase where clarity repeats itself until you finally trust it. Until you stop doubting what you already know. Stay with this. Listen carefully, because here is the truth no one prepares you for. When you are close to alignment, the mind tries one last time to pull you back into old habits. Old distractions. Old comforts. It whispers, relax. Take it easy. You can do this later. But later is how potential expires. And you didn't come this far to let momentum dissolve quietly. Stay till the end. This stage of the story is about discipline without drama. You are learning to show up without emotional highs or lows. You are learning to move even when motivation is neutral. That's rare. Most people move only when inspired or desperate. You are moving because it's who you are becoming. That's a different level entirely. Listen carefully, because your consistency is being noticed in ways you cannot track. Not through likes. Not through messages. Not through public recognition. But through patterns. Through reliability. Through the way you don't disappear when things go quiet. Systems respond to that. Opportunities trust that. People at the highest level look for that. You might feel moments where impatience tries to creep in. Thoughts like, "I've done enough. Why hasn't it shown yet?" That thought is not weakness. It's a sign you're ready for the next step. But readiness doesn't mean rushing. It means staying steady when the urge to force appears. Stay steady. Listen carefully, because the next part of this story is about selection. Not selection of you by others, but selection by you. You are becoming more aware of what drains you and what fuels you. You are less tolerant of chaos. Less interested in empty conversations. Less willing to waste emotional energy. That narrowing is not isolation. It's refinement. Stay till the end. This is where refinement matters. There is a version of you that no longer fits the old environment. Old expectations feel heavy now. Old dynamics feel misaligned. That discomfort is not a problem. It's a signal. A signal that you are meant to operate at a different frequency now. One where decisions are deliberate. Where reactions are measured. Where direction matters more than approval. Listen carefully, because soon you will notice something subtle but powerful. People may start responding to you differently. With more respect. With more caution. With more curiosity. Not because you demanded it, but because your energy changed. Energy speaks before words ever do. Stay. This part of the journey may feel lonely at times. Not emotionally lonely, but mentally separate. Few people around you will truly understand what you're building internally. And that's okay. Growth doesn't ask for witnesses. It asks for commitment. Listen carefully, because this is where self-trust becomes non-negotiable. You won't always have signs. You won't always have confirmation. Sometimes all you'll have is a quiet certainty and the discipline to honor it. That's enough. That's more than enough. Stay till the end. As the story continues, momentum will start to show itself in small ways first. A conversation that opens unexpectedly. A decision that feels easier than it should. A path that suddenly feels less resistant. These are not coincidences. They are indicators. Indicators that alignment is no longer theoretical. It's becoming practical. Listen carefully, because when the external movement begins, it may not look dramatic to others. But to you, it will feel precise. Clean. Intentional. No chaos. No confusion. Just direction. You are being prepared to handle growth without losing yourself. To handle visibility without ego. To handle responsibility without panic. That kind of preparation takes time. And you are honoring it by staying. Stay. There will come a moment when you realize you are no longer asking, "Will this work?" You'll start asking, how do I execute this properly? That shift from doubt to execution is the real breakthrough. Everything before it was preparation. Listen carefully, because when that moment arrives, you will remember this phase. The quiet. The discipline. The internal work. And you will be grateful you didn't rush it. Grateful you didn't abandon it. Grateful you stayed grounded when nothing was loud yet. Stay till the end. The story is not about a sudden miracle. It's about a stable rise. The kind that doesn't collapse. The kind that lasts. The kind that changes not just outcomes, but identity. And you are already inside it. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. Stay present. This is not the end. This is the foundation holding everything that's coming. Listen carefully, because now the story reaches the stage where inner certainty replaces outer waiting. This is the part that separates those who merely listen from those who transform. Up until now, you were being prepared silently. From here onward, you begin to carry weight differently. You don't announce it. You don't explain it. You simply move with a quiet authority that didn't exist before. Stay till the end. This layer is powerful. Listen carefully, because something subtle has already changed in how you experience time. You're no longer rushing hours away. You're no longer desperate for the next sign. Instead, there's a calm alertness inside you. A readiness without anxiety. That's not accidental. That's the moment when your nervous system finally trusts your direction. And when that happens, resistance begins to dissolve. You may notice that your reactions are slower now. Not because you're unsure, but because you're deliberate. You choose when to speak. You choose when to stay silent. You choose where your energy goes. This isn't withdrawal. This is command. And command doesn't need volume. It needs clarity. Stay till the end. Listen carefully, because here's what most people misunderstand. Growth doesn't always feel exciting. Sometimes it feels neutral. Grounded. Stable. And stability is uncomfortable for people who are addicted to chaos. But you're not anymore. You don't need emotional spikes to feel alive. You don't need validation to feel real. That independence is dangerous, in the best way. You are no longer available for things that drain you. You don't even need to reject them aggressively. They simply don't reach you the same way. That's alignment protecting itself. That's maturity setting boundaries without conflict. Listen carefully, because this is where pressure starts to respect you. Problems don't disappear, but they approach differently. They arrive softer. With less force. Because you're no longer reactive. You're responsive. And systems respond to those who can remain steady under uncertainty. Stay. This phase of the story is about self-trust becoming automatic. You don't overthink every decision anymore. You don't ask for permission from doubt. You feel the direction internally, and you move. Quietly. Firmly. Without apology. That shift alone changes outcomes. Listen carefully, because soon you may notice that opportunities don't excite you the way they used to. They feel appropriate. Like they fit. Like they were always meant to meet you here. That's because you've stopped chasing what impresses you and started choosing what aligns with you. Stay till the end. There may be moments where old versions of yourself try to resurface. Old fears. Old habits. Old voices saying, "Play it safe." But safety is not where you are now. You've outgrown survival mode. You are operating in creation mode. And creation requires courage that feels calm, not frantic. Listen carefully, because what's forming now is momentum that doesn't rely on hype. It relies on repetition. On showing up. On staying consistent even when nothing dramatic happens. That kind of momentum doesn't crash. It compounds. You are no longer preparing to be seen. You are preparing to be trusted. Stay. This is where responsibility begins to feel natural rather than heavy. You don't resist it anymore. You don't fear it. You understand that responsibility is what gives freedom structure. Without it, success collapses. With it, success stabilizes. Listen carefully, because the next visible shift will not scream for attention. It will slide into your life quietly. Almost casually. And others may overlook it. But you won't. You'll recognize it immediately because it matches your internal state. Stay till the end. You may notice that your tolerance for excuses, your own and others, has dropped. Not out of judgment, but out of clarity. You see clearly now what moves things forward and what delays them. And you choose accordingly. This is not ego. This is alignment. Listen carefully, because soon you'll realize something important. You no longer need reassurance that you're on the right path. The calm you feel is the reassurance. The steadiness you carry is the confirmation. You are not waiting for permission anymore. You are waiting for execution. Stay. As the story continues, you'll find yourself acting with precision. Saying no without guilt. Saying yes without fear. Moving without explaining. That level of self-possession is rare. And rarity always changes outcomes. Listen carefully, because when the external world finally catches up to the internal work you've done, it won't feel overwhelming. It will feel earned. Familiar. Like something you've already rehearsed quietly for a long time. Stay till the end. You are not here to explode overnight. You are here to last. And lasting requires exactly what you've been building in silence. Stay grounded. Stay intentional. Stay. The story isn't rushing anymore, because neither are you. Listen carefully, because this is the final movement of the story. Everything you've heard until now was preparation for this exact moment. Not a loud ending. Not a dramatic explosion. But a grounded conclusion that locks everything into place. Stay till the end. This is where it finishes. Listen carefully, because now you are no longer becoming someone, you are someone. There is a difference. Becoming is restless. Being is calm. And right now, You are calm in a way that doesn't ask for permission. You don't need signs anymore. You don't need reassurance. You don't need urgency. The quiet confidence you feel is not imagination. It is alignment completing itself. You may notice that your breathing feels slower when you think about the future. That's important. Fear tightens the chest. Alignment opens it. You are no longer imagining survival scenarios. You are imagining execution. Steps. Structure. Continuity. That mental shift is everything. Listen carefully, because this is the moment where identity settles. You are no longer motivated by proving anything. Not to people who doubted you. Not to people who ignored you. Not even to past versions of yourself. You are motivated by precision now. By doing things right, not fast. And that alone changes the quality of everything you touch. Stay till the end. This is where discipline becomes natural. Not forced. Not dramatic. Just present. You don't need hype to show up. You don't need pressure to stay consistent. You move because movement is who you are now. And when discipline becomes identity, nothing can disrupt momentum. Listen carefully, because this is also where emotional noise fades. The need to react disappears. The need to compare dissolves. The need to explain evaporates. You don't feel superior. You feel clear. And clarity doesn't argue with confusion, it outgrows it. You are no longer accessible to chaos. Not because you avoid it aggressively, but because it no longer resonates. Chaos looks loud to you now. Inefficient. Distracting. You choose calm not because it's safe, but because it's powerful. Stay. There may be people who don't recognize you anymore. People who sense distance. People who feel you've changed. They're not wrong. But this change didn't make you colder. It made you steadier. You didn't lose emotion. You gained control over it. Listen carefully, because control is what allows growth to last. Without control, success burns out. Without grounding, momentum collapses. You are no longer here for short wins. You are here for sustainability. This is where your standards rise silently. You don't announce them. You enforce them through choices. Through what you allow. Through what you ignore. Through what you protect. That's leadership, starting with yourself. Stay till the end. The most powerful thing about you now is not your ambition. It's your restraint. You know when to move and when to wait. When to speak and when to stay silent. When to push and when to let things come to you. That balance is rare. And rarity always reshapes outcomes. Listen carefully, because this is the final truth of the story. The reason everything paused. The reason silence surrounded you. The reason patience was required. It was never about shock. It was never about validation. It was about timing aligning with capacity. You were not delayed. You were strengthened. You were not ignored. You were observed. You were not tested to break. You were tested to stabilize. Stay. What comes next in your life will not feel chaotic. It will feel earned. It will not overwhelm you. It will fit you. It will not demand that you become someone else. It will meet you as you are now, centered, prepared, steady. You don't need to rush toward it. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to fear losing it. Because you are no longer chasing outcomes. You are capable of holding them. Listen carefully, because this is where the story ends, not with noise, but with certainty. Not with drama, but with direction. Not with urgency, but with control. You stayed. You listened. You didn't scroll away. And that is why you're ready. This is the end of the message. This is the beginning of your execution. Stay grounded. Stay focused. Stay exactly as you are. Here.